Buenas noches, clase. It's Senior Lim here. Today I want to go over your notes on páginas 7 y 8, pages 7 and 8. And these notes deal with something called definite and indefinite articles. It's a big, fancy term, but it's nothing too difficult. It's nothing too difficult. It's just a word, two words. But I want to go over these definite and indefinite articles. I just want to say that in Spanish, I just want to say that you should be on page 7, página 7, page 7 in your notebook or in your packet. Okay, so make sure you're on there so you can follow along. All right, and we go ahead and do these notes. Okay, okay. So I'm going to continue on. Okay, so when we talk about definite and indefinite articles, I'm going to start off with the definite articles. Okay, in English, there's only one way of saying the, and the definite articles. That is the definite articles. That is it. That's the. Okay, so the definition of a definite article is the, and in English, there's only one way of saying the, and this is the book, the woman, the men, the girls. Okay. Now, you, obviously, the goes before each subject. We have the book, the men, the woman, the girls. Okay, the does not change. The in English is a definite article. Okay, the subject meaning that it's definite. I want the book. I want a specific book. The book. Okay, so basically, the is my definite article. Okay. And in Spanish, there's four ways of saying the. It's a little bit different, okay? There's four ways of saying the. They are el, la, los, and las. Notice el does not have an accent here, but it's el, la, los, and las. Okay, if you were writing your vocab words, you have seen that el, la, los, las, okay? And some of the words like la pizza, el hombre, okay? The definite article has to match the subject, okay? Okay, so it's el hombre, los hombres, la chica, las chicas. Okay, so it has to match the subject, and I'm going to get into this a little bit. Okay, now when we talk about subjects, okay, they have genders and number. Okay, so they have to agree with gender and number. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, nouns have genders. Okay, like I said before, definite articles can be different depending if your subject is a masculine or feminine. Okay? So if we look at this, L, okay, for singular words that are singular and masculine, it's going to be L. Words that are feminine, they're singular and feminine, it's going to be la. Those are two different ways of saying the, L or la. The plural form, if something was plural and masculine, it'll be los, and feminine, it'll be las. Okay. So here's the trick. When a word ends with an O, okay, or the noun subject ends with an O, it's usually masculine. Okay, el chico. Okay, is an example. El amigo. Okay, that's a friend. The el amigo. Okay, when it ends with an A, it's usually feminine. Okay, listen though, there are tricky ones that do not follow this rule. Okay, but for most part, about 98% of the time, it's either el, la, los, or las, and and about 98% of the time, it follows this rule. Okay, if it's masculine, it ends with an O. If it's feminine, it ends with an A or an A. Okay, so what I want you to do, vamos a practicar. Alright, so I want you to take a look at these words right here. Okay, so on the left hand side of your notes, it says definite articles. Okay, we have chico, pluma, carpetas, dia, foto. It's short for fotografía. Libros, helado, refrescos, and chicas. Alright, so tell me, either el, la, or los or las, tell me which definite article goes here. I want you to pause it right now and then work on this. Alright, so if you paused it, you should have these answers. El chico, la pluma, las carpetas, el dia. Dia is a tricky one. El dia, it's el dia. It doesn't follow the rule, so it's el dia. La foto is short for fotografía. Grafía ends with an A. Los libros, el helado, los refrescos, and las chicas. So those are all my definite articles. Okay, if we continue on to the indefinite articles, okay, let's talk about indefinite articles. Indefinite articles signify something that is indefinite. We don't know what the quantity is. So if I say a man or a desk, it doesn't mean like the specific one. It's just something that any old desk would do. A desk, okay? An example in English is a, and, or some. So if I look at this, you can say a book. I want any book. A book. An apple. Any apple. An apple. Okay, it's not the apple, not specific. It's an apple. Okay. A friend. Any old friend would do. Okay, a friend. Or a girls. That doesn't make sense. It's some girls. Okay, it's not a girls. It's some girls. Okay. So here's the deal. Just like the definite article, the indefinite article, a, and, or some, has to match the noun. So we have un amigo, unos libros, una amiga, and unas palabras. Okay. Notice it ends with an O or an A, masculine or feminine. If it's plural, it ends with an S. Okay. So here's my chart for the indefinite articles. Un, una, unos, unas. Okay. Now just remind you, the indefinite article is plural. It means some. It doesn't mean a or an. It means some. Okay. So I have un, unos, una, unas. And that's it. Okay. Now, once again, what I want you to do on this side, on the left-hand side, okay, on the left-hand side, I want you to go ahead and fill this in, okay? I want you to fill it in, okay, and go from there, okay? It should be on the page 7. If you're on page 8, that's fine, but it should be on page 7, okay? Pause it right now, and then we'll go from there. Okay, if you're finished and you unpause it, you should have un hombre, una mujer. Now, this doesn't end with an A or anything, but mujer, okay, it's a woman, so it's una mujer. Unas chicas, unos libros, unas bicicletas, una galleta. Notice that it's matching there. Un refresco, and unas pizzas. Okay, so that's what you should have right there. Okay, now just a couple things. Okay, remember there are 4 ways of saying the in Spanish. El, la, los, or las. All right, those are ways of saying the. Okay, or the, or tehe. Okay, now there are 2 ways of saying a, and, or some. Or I'm sorry, 2 ways of saying a or an. It's una or una. And 2 ways of saying some. It's unos and unas. Okay, and those are my indefinite articles. Okay, so if you're on page 8, oh, I'm sorry, to make nouns plural, okay, you usually add an S, okay? So if I want to say chico, I want to make chico plural, it's chicos, okay? So if the word ends with a vowel, it's you add an S. If it ends with a consonant, you add an ES to it, okay? So it's el libro, los libros, la definición, las definiciones. Notice the ES there, okay? The ES instead of just S, okay? Oh, nouns that end in Z change the Z to a C in the plural, okay? You'll see el lápices, los lápices, but that's coming up later on, okay? Now, you should be on page 8, okay? On page 8, página ocho, there's like a whole bunch of words there, okay? The first thing that you have is a boy, the man, the woman, the children, a girl, and the French fries. Now, these are all I want you to do is just translate it out. Okay? So go ahead and do that. Pause it. Okay, you should have. Okay, so pause it right now. Pause it. Okay, if you paused it and now you unpause it because you're finished, you should have un chico, el hombre, las mujeres, los chicos, una chica, and las papas fritas. Now, let's go to the other side now. Okay, whoop. Now, we have some women, some men, a man, the fruits, a cookie, and some sodas. Okay, what I want you to do now, alright, is go ahead and pause it. Alright, and then write your answers down. Okay, if you unpause it, so here's your answers. Okay, I have unas mujeres, unos hombres, un hombre, las frutas, una galleta, and some sodas. So that's basically it. That's basically it with this whole lesson of the definite, indefinite articles. Okay, it's pretty simple. If you're still a little bit confused, you can look at page 9, página 9. Page 9 goes over a detailed variety here. All right. Or you could watch this video again, so you could get it explained over and over to you. All right, and we'll go from there. All right, clase. I will see you on el lunes, right? So I'll see you on Monday. All right. And we'll go from there. Adios. Hasta luego. Peace.